Good morning, dear students. We are reading chapter The Ailing Planet in class plus one, and in this one chapter, till here we finished last time, and we finished with an example of Lusaka, Zambia, where on a case one sentence was written: "The world's most dangerous animal, and whosoever sees that particular mirror hanging on the wall could see his own face." And then the person came to know or came to realize that who is the most dangerous animal. So as we already have discussed, that this particular chapter is based on natural resources and its consumptions. Okay, and apart from these, there are certain things which have been discussed by Nani Palkiwala in this article, which was published in the Indian Express. So here we go. After this incident, scientists have catalogued about 1.4 million living species with which mankind shares the earth. It means we people share this planet earth with 1.4 million living species. Just imagine, we are not only the creature on this earth. Apart from us, 1.4 million living species, they are living on this earth. Estimates vary widely, vary means different here. Estimate vary widely as regards the still uncatalogued, still unarranged living species. Biologists reckon they identify that about 3 to a 400 million other living species still languish, still remain unnamed in igneous darkness. Okay, so about 3 to a 100 million other living species, they are still unknown to us, and they're living on earth. Still, biologists found that 1.4 million living species they have identified, and still they confirm that about 3 to a 100 million other unnamed, unarranged, unidentified living species are here in this igneous darkness, means complete darkness. They are unfamiliar to us. So you can say that this earth has great treasure in its womb, okay, in which we are the people, those who share, those who consume, and those you can say destroy or diminish the natural resources. No other animal can do like men. You can take any example. For example, I just tell you, if we go for a tour in any hilly area, we camp at one place, and as we leave that place, we can find a heap of garbage leaving behind everything. But as you see that wherever animals they live, they never do any kind of harm to nature. So you can assume that what we are doing with our earth or nature. So next, one of the early international commission which dealt inter alia means among other things with the question of ecology and environment. Ecology means what? Combination of nature and humanity is a science, that is ecology. And environment was the branded commission which had a distinguished Indian as one of its member. It means this commission had an Indian, Mr. Alkiza. His name was Mr. Alkiza. The first branded report raised the question, and this commission gave its first report, and in this report there was a question. What was the question? Are we to leave our successor a scorched planet of advancing desert? Advancing desert means increasing number of deserts. And what are the factors of increasing number of deserts? Deforestation, pollution, population, and many more. Impoverished landscape, rotten landscapes, and ailing environment. So this question is saying that, are we leaving this planet for our children? This planet is totally destroyed, full of pollutions, without forest, and of course full of illness. Are we leaving this kind of thing to our children? That is question mark. And this question is very moral in its sense and very ethical in its understanding. Then Mr. Lester Brown, in his thoughtful book, The Global Economic Prospect, he wrote a book, the name was The Global Economic Prospect, points out that the Earth's principal biological system are four. Now come to the main point of this chapter. Our Earth biological system has four parts, four system. First, fisheries. Second, forest. Third, grasslands. And fourth is cropland. Got it? Every nation in the world has all these four system at least. First one is fisheries, food chain, forest, grassland like meadows for animals, and cropland for agriculture. And they form the foundation of the global economic system. All these four systems, they form an economic system, because by all these four a nation can grow its economy. In addition to supplying our food, now first example we just take, in addition to supplying our food, these four systems provide virtually all the raw material. Okay, food chain, all the raw material like cropland, agriculture, we get grain. From forest we get firewood, like woods, and from fisheries we get water and all. Okay, likewise raw material for industry also, except minerals and petroleum derived synthetics. In large areas of the world, human claims on these systems are reaching an unstable level, a point where their productivity is being impaired. It means in big areas of the world, we found that these four systems, they are, you can say, overconsumed. The stock is no more. Impaired means the balance with the nature is not good. When this happens, fisheries collapse. When imbalance creates disturbance, and this disturbance create what? Fisheries collapse, there will be no fisheries. Forest disappear, deforestation will take place. Grasslands are converted into barren land. Barren means wasteland, like desert. Grasslands like green meadows, green grass fields, they will convert it into deserts because of overconsumption. Okay, and croplands deteriorates, and all the agriculture land will get desert land, deteriorate. Okay, to come down its quality. Fine. In a protein conscious and protein hungry world, overfishing is common every day. Fishing is commonly known for protein source. So in this one, protein is very common. Sorry, overfishing is very common. Overfishing means fishing that is over its limit. Overconsumption of seafood, you can say. In poor countries, local forests are being decimated. They are being destroyed in local countries or in poor countries in order to produce firewood for cooking. In local forest, people they do cutting of trees for firewood for cooking their food. Okay, in some places, firewood has become so expensive. Expensive means costly that now, dear children, understand this. What goes under the pot means the grain that we uh, make food in the pot now cost more, is more costly than what goes inside it. What goes under the pot? What goes under the pot means the firewood. Okay, the woods that we use for fireplace now costs more. Means to say, whatever our food is in the pot that is on the fireplace is less costly or cheap than the firewood, because we have cut the trees, we have created deforestation. That's why we need to pay more money to get firewood. And uh, we have been launched green revolution. That's why productivity of grains is more. So we get food, no doubt, in cheap rates, but we get firewood on high rate. This is the thing. Since the tropical forest is, in the words of Dr. Myers, Dr. Myers says something, the powerhouse of evaluation. Tropical forest in the world, they are powerhouse of evaluation. My dear children, you might know that Amazon forest, Amazon river, the forest of Amazon river produce 34% oxygen of the world. 34% oxygen. That's why tropical forest, they are called the powerhouse of evaluation. Means they produce good kind of oxygen plus some source of firewood also. This tropical forest. Several species of life face extinction as a result of destruction, and many species of animals, and you can say animals or birds or some other species, they are being depleted. They are about to extinct, and some of uh, they have gone for extinction. Okay, some they have extinct like that. Then it has been well said that forest precede mankind and deserts follow. Very important line. Forest precede mankind and deserts follow. Okay, forest precede means forest give hope for mankind to go ahead or to grow up, and deserts follow. Deserts means what? Nothing. Barren land, wasteland without any use. Likewise, the world's ancient patrimony of tropical forest is now eroding at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year. Tropical forests, they are being deforested at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year. And the growing use of dung for burning deprive the soil of an important natural fertilizer. And the dung that we have in our local villages of Haryana especially, so that is also a source of fertilizing. The World Bank estimates that a five-fold increase in the rate of forest planting is ready to cope up with the expected fuel wood demand in the year 2000. So how many fold? Five-fold into 5. Whatever the amount is today of forest, we have to multiply it with 5. Then it will be sufficient in the year of 2000. Okay, like today we are living in 2020, and the chapter was written in 19th century. So you can see that in 1994, what kind of assumption when the article was written in the Indian Express. Okay, James Spath, the president of the World Resources Institute, said the other day, we were saying that we are losing the forest at an acre a second. Earlier, the survey said that we are losing our forest an acre a second, per second an acre, but it is much closer to an acre and a half to a second. But the real situation is that we are losing forest one and a half acre per second. Actual situation is 1.5 acre per second. Okay, so till today that's all, dear children. We will continue the reading in next part.